Chad, I'll be with us Tuesday night.
Hold on, let me go back.
I know you lying.
Hold on, see.
13 minutes away from 10 o'clock, and in that 13 minutes, well, what can you do? You can listen to Humble Live. Sonny and Chad, I'll be with us Tuesday night, December 20th. Santa Monica Civic with the
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
The beat goes on. The beat goes on.
Is this in the 70s or something?
Yeah.
So wait,
1966.
KBLA was call letters for 1580 before?
This says 1500, so I'm not really sure if it was 1580.
But KBLA has been a station before.
Oh, yeah.
Before the Tavis movie.
Yeah, I heard it was in Santa Monica. Wasn't it in Santa Monica?
Well, I think this 1580 signal is licensed in Santa Monica.
Oh, Santa Monica.
I do want to say that.
I remember 1580, but it wasn't called KBLA.
No, it was K-Day.
K-Day, yeah.
That's what Bobby Jimmy was. Bobby Jimmy, Greg Mack.
Let me see here. KBLA. Beginning in, they must have, I'm not sure where KBLA was. I know they do the frequency. Yeah, I'm not sure where KBLA 91 to present. No, yeah. I'm not sure.
Everything about this is historical.
Well, yeah.
The 1580 and the
Well, I mean, the 1580, the callers, I'm not sure. They may have got this wrong. I know it's the KBLA and it's Los Angeles, but it says 1500, so I don't know if Wikipedia has this correct, because it has it as KOWL to 56 and then KDAY from 56 to 91. And it says May 1st, 1956, KOWL changed call signs to KDAY, a nod to its daytime broadcast hours, because usually back in the day, AM radio stations could only operate from sun up to sundown.
Really?
Not all of them, but some of them, a lot of them, because the signal carries and moves so far. AM signals can bounce very far compared to FM signals, which are kind of regionally located.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, KDAY changed its format to mainstream pop music as shown by surveys from the time. 1957 Radio California purchased KDAY and Corona TV, station KCOA for $650,000. That's a lot of money back in 57.
Needed to digest food. My doctor prescribed Creon, pancrelipase, an oral prescription medication that replaces pancreatic digestive enzymes. Creon treats EPI due to Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates, Columbus, Ohio.
Hey, Dad, how do airplanes fly? What's in this box? Is this tree good for climbing? How are babies made? What does this thing do?
Kids are curious about everything, including guns. Talking to them about gun safety in your home is a good first step, but you can do more. Always keep your guns locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
Broadcasting live from Leimert Park, USA. Welcome back to your home for unapologetically progressive radio. KBLA Talk 1580.
All right, so tips on surviving the economic downturn, as according to Jeff Bezos. And you said businesses should withhold making massive purchases, I guess?
Do we like Jeff Bezos?
Yes. Jeff Bezos is a very accomplished businessman. He took an idea, turned it into a billion-dollar company. He is up there with...
But he cheated on his wife.
So therefore you like him? Because...
He's
and
up
he
there
cheated
with,
on his wife.
He's up
I
there
don't
with,
like him.
He's up there with Elon Musk. He's up there with...
oh, wow. A psycho.
Hold on.
Right? You say he's with all the psychos. What do you mean? What's not to like?
Oh, my God.
He's with all the creative crazies.
He's up there with Elon Musk. He's up there. Who was the Apple guy? Not Tim Cook.
The dead one?
Yeah.
Oh,
Steve Jobs. Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, Jeff Bezos.
Microsoft guy.
Bill Gates. All right?
Yeah.
If you notice, Warren Buffett, who's up there with it. If you notice, we don't have that many of these individuals. They rise to the cream of the top of everybody around the world. So he's up there with that because he took an idea, figured it out, and grew it into this thing that is affecting everybody's life at this point in time.
And that's what makes you like him.
I would even say Kanye West is up there. It's not that I like him, I just respect what he's done. You can have distaste for what he's done in his personal life, but separate the business from it, because there still is value in people regardless of whether or not you like them at all.
He looks like that guy. Okay, so there's what is that funny guy? He's a white guy who did all these little different comedy shows. You know who I'm talking
Bill
about.
Barr?
No, Mike somebody. I'm going to tell you who he looks like. Jeff Bezos looks like this character
Old
that...
or new?
I'm going to have to find him. I'll tell you.
Jeff Bezos recently warned consumers and businesses that they should consider postponing large purchases in the coming months as the global economy contends with a downturn and faces possible recession. The business leader offered his starkest advice yet on the faltering economy in an exclusive sit-down with CNN's Chloe Melas on Saturday at Bezos' D.C. home. Bezos urged people to put off expenditures for big-ticket items such as new cars, televisions, and appliances, noting that delaying their purchases is a surest way to keep some dry powder in the event of a prolonged economic downturn. Meanwhile, small businesses may want to avoid making large capital expenditures or acquisitions during this uncertain time. If enough consumers follow through with Bezos' advice, it could mean lower sales for Amazon, the e-commerce giant Bezos founded, and that created the vast majority of the billionaire's wealth. The New York Times reported Monday that Amazon plans to slash its workforce, laying off 10,000 workers. Layoffs have already started, the largest reduction in the company's history. That's in addition to previously announced hiring freeze in its corporate workforce. The company is second only to Walmart in the number of people it employs in the United States. Amazon in October said it expects sales for the final 3 months of the year to be significantly below Wall Street expectations. The weaker forecast came as rising inflation and looming recession fears weigh on consumer purchasing decisions as Americans focus more on travel and dining out and less on buying discretionary goods. They're trying to take all of the misery of their life and eat it and entertain it away.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what's going on here.
Well, yeah, they say that in every recession, the two things that never loses any growth or any money is candy and liquor.
Yeah, and then listen, I also want to say, funeral homes. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because you always got to die.
Right on. Somebody gonna die.
You always got to die.
You always got to die.
You always got to die.
So Mike Myers, that's who I was talking about, and that
Mike
gold
Myers.
member,
Vern
Troy.
He looks like Dr. Evil.
Yeah, he does. Dr. Evil, that's the one. Dr. Evil, didn't he look like that?
Yeah,
kind of.
Amazon today began laying off employees in its corporate and tech workforce. As CEO Andy Jassy steps up efforts to rein costs, the company notified workers in several divisions, including Alexa and Luna Cloud Gaming Unit, that they were being let go, according to LinkedIn posts from Amazon employees who said they've been impacted. Amazon is aiming to eliminate about 10,000 jobs, mostly in retail, devices, and human resources. The number remains fluid because the cuts are being implemented by individual teams, according to the Times. By midday Tuesday, Amazon had not sent out any company-wide communication about the planned layoffs, which sparked frustration among employees, according to a person familiar with the matter who asked not to be named because of confidentiality. They're investing in so there's been a massive buildup in tech to invest in pipe dreams in the hopes that they might pay off.
Yeah.
Alexa, I think, was a great pipe dream. And it's a very useful tool, but they didn't do enough good of a job to ingrain it into our lives.
No, I think that it's because it was overthrown with other stuff too. You already had Siri from the Apple.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I bought an Alexa show. You know what I'm saying?
I did too.
To communicate with my mother, but then it was like,
an Alexa show, the actual
the video screen. Yeah, I bought the show and I bought I bought a Dot of the show, and there's a higher model one, which is a speaker, which I thought was useful, like if I was doing around the house, I want to play music and stuff like that. But outside of that, it didn't really justify the cost that I spent on it. You know, it was a few $100s, and I was like, it was okay. I used it to communicate with my mother, but then it was kind of like it kind of worked sometimes and not all the times. You know,
I think it's an era. You know, it's the hot thing for a minute.
Well, I think it is a good idea, but they a lot of times don't really put enough money into fixing the nuance of making it really work. Like if you pick up an iPhone, they've done so much nuanced research on this that it's very user friendly to work. You don't have to figure it out. You don't have to be a tech person. It's just user intuitive. Siri, it's like, or Amazon Alexa, I'm like, I don't know how this works, and
well, I'll tell you what.
I got to put a skill. How does that work? I got to spend too much time trying to figure out the back end.
Well, I'm going to tell you, my daughter was in a class action lawsuit that they contacted us because I don't know how they figured this out, but there were certain kids that their personal conversations were being picked up on Alexa, and a lawyer,
it's always listening.
Yeah, and the lawyer reached out to me, and she didn't get a whole bunch of money in this class action lawsuit, but I signed off on it. Yeah, it was okay, but yeah, they had proof that some of the things that she said in the privacy of her own room was picked up.
Because it's always listening, it's always sending that stuff back. I don't know, and I think people can listen to these conversations, but it's always listening because it's trying to refine itself over time with conversations. And then on top of that, it always has to be listening because it's waiting for you to give it a directive.
Yeah.
But, the problem is that the directives are not on the machine. You say, hey, Alexa, and then what it does is it's like a portal to the servers at Amazon that figures out your requests, not the local machine.
Yeah.
The machine is just an interface that sends your requests somewhere else outside of your house to figure it out, and then sends it back. Same thing with Siri. Siri's not on your phone,
right?
Because you can't really use Siri unless you connect to Wi-Fi or connect to some type of cellular service. So it's just an interface to send back to the servers to figure it out and put it back. Because I don't know if they can store all that information on your phone or in a device.
I don't use it anymore because I don't want anybody hearing my personal stuff.
I'm with you on that. Households increased debt during the third quarter of the fastest pace. During the third quarter, the fastest pace in 15 years due to hefty prices and hefty increases in credit card usage and mortgage balances. Total debt jumped by $351 billion for the July to September period, the largest nominal quarterly increase since 2007, bringing the collective household IOU in the U.S. to a fresh record of $16.5 trillion. That's an increase of 2.2% from the previous quarter and 8.3% from a year ago. The increase follows a $310 billion jump in the second quarter and represents a $1.27 trillion annual increase. Debt has surged over the past year. Well, no, this is what people are dealing with. Debt has surged over the past year due to inflation, running near its highest pace in more than 40 years, and amid rising interest rates and consumer demand. The biggest contributors to that debt load came from mortgage balances, which rose $1 trillion from a year ago to $11.7 trillion, and credit card debt, which climbed to $930 billion. The credit card balance collectively rose more than 15% from the same period in 2021, the largest annual jump in more than 20 years. I'm getting credit card offers out the wazoo, and the interest rates are just they're horrible. Insane. Horrible. Some I've gotten as high as 36%.
It's like, what? Just tell me that there's a mafia behind this.
Credit card, mortgage, and auto loan balances continue to increase in the third quarter of 2022, reflecting a combination of robust consumer demand and higher prices.
Say you a loan shark without saying you a loan shark.
Well, that's what it is. Auto loan debt, while posting a slight increase in quarterly basis, is up 5.6% from a year ago. So people are taking on more debt. They either are adjusting their higher wages on the money they had, or they just are spending their savings, and the savings are starting to dissipate. And now we're moving over to credit card, which is a bad sign because all it takes is you to lose your job and you can't make those payments, and that economic shock can reverberate throughout the economy. All right, we'll have more on this conversation when we come forward. This is KBLA Talk 1580.
A safe place to go loud. A great place for progressive politics. KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Mike Island, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. The president of Poland is raising military readiness after unconfirmed reports of a Russian missile landing in Poland, killing 2 people. Poland is a NATO member, and Fox News reports the Polish president describes the incident as an Article 4 situation, when a member state feels threatened by another country or terrorist organization. A new report shows border encounters set an all-time record last month. The U.S. Customs and Border Protection announced Monday in its monthly report there were more than 230,000 border encounters in October. CBP Acting Commissioner Troy Miller
would probably want to run against Joe Biden more so than Donald Trump. I think people are apathetic when it comes to Donald Trump, except for his base. We've seen those individuals who they believe Mars is here and JFK is coming back, and what else is going on? I mean, a lot of other stuff.
JFK is with Tupac.
Yeah, with Tupac. So if Trump and DeSantis fight it out for the primary, for the Republican nomination. Trump wins, which is a possibility. I don't think that a Trump presidential run against Joe Biden would be successful. Just look at what we saw here in the midterm election.
You think Joe Biden's going to go for a second term?
Absolutely, he's going to go for a second term.
You barely got through this one.
Listen,
Relax, bro.
Listen. Joe Biden asleep at the wheel is better than Trump fully awake.
Agree. Which is why he's in the White House.
Yes, absolutely. And listen, Joe's there. Joe may be asleep, but he's listening.
People need to remember that he may be asleep. But
you ain't never sat in a meeting with your eyes closed, but you're listening.
My grandmother used to say that. See, I'm just resting my eyes and listening. Go
ahead. I do that a lot. You know what I'm saying? You know, just because my eyes closed, don't mean I ain't paying attention.
Right. I hear y'all moving around in here.
Yeah, right. There you go. All right, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. I'm still waiting on. Is this an announcement, or is this what is this? Or is this just?
He's supposed to be speaking live. I thought from Mar-a-Lago.
He said he wanted to talk to y'all.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to talk to us.
He said he does.
Oh, he does.
I got something to say. Can everybody pull everybody into the living room?
Can everybody pull everybody in the living room? Now look here, Big Mama's got to go to the hospital.
Oh my God! Come on, Soul Food.
All right. So while we're waiting for that, keep an eye on that.
I am keeping an eye on it.
Why does Biden always look like he want to be in Top Gun?
Hey, because it's a good look for him. Tell me he don't look cool with the jacket and them glasses. Come on now. Tell me he don't look presidential. Right? Even with all his gas and Sleepy Joe, he still look cool at the end of the day. Still, come on now.
His suits are really cool and they're pretty hip in his shoes. If you look, I look at his pants. Whoever the stylist is, they do an amazing job with him.
Don't let me tripping over the airplane steps and the tripping gas.
Up the airplane steps.
Listen, I'm tripping up because I'm that good.
He said, "Remember when I came out to what was the inauguration speech? He came running out. He's like, you see me? I'm agile." Like, stop.
You know you learned the swag from Obama.
Yeah, come on now.
Okay.
Come on, listen.
He's like, if you let me, I'll shoot a jump shot.
Exactly. I'm not going to make it, but I'm going to shoot it.
No, thank you. Yeah. Don't get crazy.
Come on, man. You don't blow for me. You ain't black. Come on.
My God. I was so mad at that.
Only a cool person would say something like that, man.
That was so annoying to me. I hated when he said that. Like, boy, if you don't shut up and just get the vote.
Get the vote. Yeah, come on, man.
Don't ruin it to where I'd make me not want to vote for you.
You ain't black if you don't vote for me.
Boy, bet 5.
Joe, listen here. We're going to go in with the Breakfast Club.
Oh, my goodness. He said, I love Ally Sheedy.
Breakfast Club. They're on the radio, old time radio. You mean like Don Amiche from back in the 20s?
Okay, first of all, knock it off.
No. This is a hip hop morning show. There's a guy named Charlemagne the God, and he's going to talk to you about voting.
Is he the son of Zeus?
Is this Charlemagne from in Turkey or from history?
No. He's a radio personality. He worked with Wendy Williams.
Wendy who?
Just listen. You got to relate to these kids in a way that
come on, you need the youth vote.
You need the youth vote. You know what I'm saying? So you might want to put a couple of slang terms into your verbiage with them because they're young kids.
Please.
I got this.
Oh God.
Come on, Charlemagne. You ain't black if you don't vote for me, man. Come on, brother.
You're like, draw back a bit. Just take it back a couple of notches. Too much. That was too much.
Yeah,
Listen, you got to come see us when you come to New York, VP Biden.
I will.
It's a long way until November. We got more questions.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
Yeah, you ain't black.
Biden, you did Biden.
I mean,
Biden, that was a little too much.
That was too much. I felt that was too much.
Yes. Do you watch Abbott Elementary?
I don't, but I've heard about it. I've heard it's really good.
Yeah, it's really good. They have a young white teacher on the show that he is an ally to the core, but he tries too hard. So that sounds like something that he would have said. That's the equivalent to the Hillary with, they got hot sauce in my bag. No, you don't. Shut up. Go sit down.
Let's see here. Any word on
Somebody said 20 minutes, but I'm reading what people are saying. This is funny. Somebody said free tickets to South Africa for all you Democrats. I mean, people are just going to town in the chat. You know, there's a lot of people who don't like.
Whose YouTube is it on?
This one is it looks like it's a station out of Florida, News 18.
It better be. You know, it's a station out of Florida. The Florida guy don't always do something.
Hold on 1 second.
Who died?
Let's go to Jerry in Beverly Hills.
Oh, Jim.
Hi, Jerry.
Oh yeah, hi. I'd like to ask, how did the immigrants afford the house?
How could the immigrants afford the house? Jerry? We lost Jerry. Oh, Jerry's dead. Oh, did Jerry die? Oh, we lost Jerry. Oh, all right.
He said, how does the immigrants afford a house?
Well, you know, like a lot of us, maybe they've got 15, 20 jobs. Maybe they're pulling their money together with family. Maybe they saved up for a very long time for a great down payment. Maybe some family members left them a house. I mean, who knows how the immigrants are getting a house? But we wish them all the best.
Because the word on the street that maybe they built their own house.
They might have built their own house. That's a possibility. You know what I'm saying?
Trying to get my friends together and build a commune.
A commune?
Smart. That's really smart.
That's just one in Georgia where you can live on. They do a barter system. I want to say it's Georgia.
I just want to do it with all my friends, though.
Well, they've got this land where you can live on the commune for free, and then everybody has tasks that they got to do to help keep the commune going. So,
I just don't want it to turn into a cult, and then all of a sudden to be like, well, where are we? How we get here? I don't want to drink the Kool-Aid. It feels like every time somebody tries to put together a commune or something, it turns into something sinister because someone has to have the power.
Oh, this is sad. Blueface arrested for attempted murder.
What? Was it of his girlfriend?
Was it recent?
This is just recent.
Was it of his girlfriend?
No. Why would you gotta assume that?
Because he's a crazy person.
Let's see. He was taken down and cuffed.
Relationships.
Taken down and cuffed outside of Lolo's Chicken and Waffles in Vegas in what appears to be an undercover operation. Eyewitnesses tell TMZ 6 to 8 officers were in on the arrest, parked in unmarked cars. They all piled on to detain him as a crowd formed. Blueface's girlfriend, Krishan Rock, was also there and looked just as confused as everyone else. Cops on the scene were executing an open warrant for his arrest. TMZ has obtained legal docs connected to the warrant, and the charges are serious. Felony attempted murder with the use of a deadly weapon or tear gas.
Can you die of tear gas?
I don't know if that's just the law.
Would he cry to death?
No, I don't know if tear gas is what he actually used. It's just the law they're charging him under. Felony attempted murder with the use of deadly firearm or tear gas. So it could be either or. And let's see, he's also facing an additional charge of discharging a gun into a house, building, vehicle, or craft. The incident that got Blueface arrested occurred October 8th. Yeah, so he's... Oh, that's sad.
Oh, my God.
What are you going to do?
Oh, my God.
I was just interested in seeing their show. What was the show on Zeus?
I don't know.
Crazy Love?
Who has Zeus?
Was it Crazy Love? I don't even know where to get Zeus. But, I was going to try to find it just to see, their love story. I've been in love like that.
Try and find it.
I've been in love like that before. It's not a...
Where it's volatile and it's chaos?
Yeah, it's just, it's not the healthiest relationship for two people to be in. And if they really love each other, desperately need serious counseling and some maturity on both of their parts.
Sure, and they're both very young.
They're both very young, both very volatile. And then you put money and fame into that. It's not a good recipe for
And they're just super passionate. The amount of passion and anger...
Yeah.
It's just too much.
Let me ask you, will he be out of jail by March 3rd, 2023?
Why?
Blueface?
He's supposed to be on the concert?
He's supposed to be at the Rolling Loud.
Okay, all right, and you got tickets to Rolling Loud. That's absolutely shameful for you.
I'm not. No, I have my daughter. She doesn't want to go this time.
Yeah, you only care because you're going to be on the bill and you want to go. Listen,
I just want to know because he's on the bill. I'm like, wait a second. I know I saw his name for day one, and Blueface is on there. And
I do not know. I don't even know if I know a Blueface song.
Hey, Tatiana.
Oh, yeah.
Tatiana.
Okay, I do know
All right, more of this conversation when we come forward. It's KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580, where truth prevails. The tricky station is down the dial.
Governor Newsom not supporting making kindergarten mandatory. Maisha Cairo here. It's your K-Block Minute News. The office of Governor Gavin Newsom released a list of bills from the current legislative session that he both signed and those that he vetoed. Among the bills vetoed was Senate Bill 70, which would have made kindergarten mandatory beginning the 2024 to 2025 school year. Existing California law does not require children to attend school until they are 6 years old, the age that children typically begin first grade. Kindergarten is reported to help level the playing field for children who are less likely to receive high-quality child care or preschool. Parents and community members, what are your thoughts on all this? I'd like to know. Tweet us at KBLA 1580 #KBlackMinute with your thoughts.
You're the victim of a car accident. Who goes to bat for you is crucial. We're MVP Accident Attorneys, the personal injury pros. Hiring the right law firm could be the difference between a rewarding settlement and striking out. When it comes to getting the maximum compensation you deserve, our team hits it out of the park. Call the pros at MVP Accident Attorneys at 833-MVP-WINS for a free case review. Call 833-MVP-WINS.
Call on me, your MVP.
Sanctuary of Hope invites you to come out, support Homeless Youth Awareness Month at a candlelight, interfaith prayer, and youth voice reflections. Tuesday, November 29th, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. For more info, visit thesoh.org. Did you know a housing crisis puts young people at huge risk of more violence and trauma? And right now, young people and their children need support more than ever. Financial assistance, education, employment support, and mental health well-being are main drivers of impact. Contact thesoh.org for more information. Did you know an estimated 4.2 million youth and young adults experience homelessness, of which 700,000 are unaccompanied minors? The pathway to functional zero is prevention. More info at thesoh.org. Again, thesoh.org.
Leaving things half done, not a good look. Like a half-done hairdo.
All done.
Shouldn't the curls be on both sides? A half-baked peach cobbler.
A gummy crust? I don't think so.
Or a half of a domino.
Damn! Big six!
But where's the other half? Don't go halfway, especially with your immunity to COVID-19. Stay up to date with your vaccines and boosters. Visit myturn.ca.gov to find one near you. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 joins you in standing for human rights. The Los Angeles Civil, Human Rights and Equity Department, or LA Civil Rights for short, is focused on reducing bias and injustices while leveling the playing field. LA Civil Rights does this through equity and empowerment, the Office of Racial Equity, hate prevention, upward mobility programming, and youth programming. They convene commissions and advisory. Rights and Equity Department of the City of Los Angeles is led by founding executive director Capri Maddox and is breaking new ground for municipal governance. LA Civil Rights oversees citywide initiatives, including the Renew Program, LA Repair Program, and the LA for All campaign. The LA Civil Rights Department believes that the goals of equity and inclusion for all people can be achieved through hard work and collective action. To get involved and be part of the solution, report a civil rights violation, or get more information, visit civilandhumanrights.lacity.org. That's civilandhumanrights.lacity.org or call 213-978-1845. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
We knew you'd stick around. This is LA's home for progressive talk radio. Be heard. Welcome back to KBLA Talk 1580.
Can't wait to see if Trump is going to announce his kids are arriving.
Yeah, I see Ivanka, and I don't know the names.
Eric Trump.
His youngest one, it looks just like him.
Really?
What's his name, Barron?
Barron Trump.
Yeah, looks just like him.
Yeah. Let's go to James in L.A. What's going on, James?
What's happening, family?
Hi.
It's James from the Wash House.
James from the Wash House.
Don.
Yes.
I'm on your side again. I don't know how come I'm doing this, but I'm with you, Don. You're up there by yourself,
trying to hold down a whole city with your intellect, and I feel for you, brother.
Wow.
Well, what happened? I mean, was there somebody trying to take my intellect away from me? What happened? Did I miss something?
Well, Don, some of the things that you elaborate on. Take, for instance, Trump. Now, I know you're not a supporter of this man or the policies he projects, but I believe deep down, if you think he can do something for us, you would vote for him.
Oh, Don. Would you? Would you?
If I had in writing, what Donald Trump was going to do, and it was significantly going to help the black community, absolutely.
Okay. If you had it in writing, you think that would matter if you had it in writing?
Well, I mean, I would only vote for him if he's going to do what he says he's going to do.
And how would you know that? You know his character. He doesn't do it. He
Well,
lies.
But you know what?
I would need a backstop, and if he didn't do it,
Trump would have still been in office if he would have just did the things that was probably lined out for him.
Well, yeah, he too much ego. If he would have sat there and did the whole COVID situation right. Okay, I don't agree with this, but you know what? We're going to follow the lead of the doctors, and what I'm saying, and go where the science teaches us because it's the safest place. I feel that we'll be all right. Whatever. If he did that, he'd still be president. But coming out and fighting with everybody, it comes to a point where people get apathetic and they're like, I can't vote for this. I want to change, but I don't want an ignorant individual who is in the White House, regardless of how they've been there.
But that would be a number of things, not just the COVID situation.
Yeah, but they voted him in office because they wanted to shake things up. They got tired of the status quo.
No,
and on top of that, the Republican Party beat Hillary Clinton up over Benghazi for 2 or 3 years when she was Secretary of State. They knew she was going to run, and so they got a jump start on putting a sour taste in the electorate's mouth over with Hillary Clinton, and that's why people weren't enthusiastic about her. And then she didn't, with even knowing that, she didn't bring any new enthusiasm to the table other than I'm a woman, I'm a Clinton, and this is going to be historic for women. That's it.
Well, she missed her opportunity by not putting Bernie on the ticket.
Yeah,
Come on, Bernie.
But Bernie wasn't going to be on the ticket. If Bernie was the ticket, Bernie would have won. But we would be in a president. We would be in a Bernie president.
Yeah, we would have.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
All right, James. Thanks for the call.
But
go ahead.
Thank you.
All right, you got it. This might interest you here, Krista.
Yeah.
Marilyn Manson says, I'm being canceled by sex abuse claims. My career's in the gutter, and I know you're happy about that.
Sucks to be you.
Marilyn Manson says, Evan, Rachel Wood, and other women accusing him of sexual abuse have sent his career down the drain.
Yeah.
And he claims he's getting death threats, too.
What did he do?
Oh,
What did he do? Did he rape these women?
Well, there are claims that he was very sexually volatile to women and abusive. I do know that he used the N-word multiple times, which is, as a fan, troubles me. I'm not a fan anymore, but I was a fan behind the scenes using the N-word like, you like the N-words or whatever.
Yeah,
and this woman came right out and said it, and I was like, what? And this woman he dated, I don't think in the beginning he knew she was biracial, but then when he found out, he viciously attacked her about, the black side of her family. And so I read his book, and his book sounded a little sketchy, where, he was just a violent individual. He enjoyed sadistic things, and I'm not surprised by these charges.
Sounds like you a little bit.
Was he abused as a child?
Sadistic, huh?
He came from a religious family.
Oh,
I think that's what it is.
like you.
His family. I'm not sadistic, but I will tell you this.
I think you want to see if a man was butt naked and you had a high heel stiletto shoe on and you could stick that in any piece of his body and we know which piece.
Oh.
I think you
would.
would.
A lot of joy.
Yeah.
I will say this. You guys have seen Joker, right? You've seen Joker. I try to be loving and kind and passionate, but there is a sinister side to me. But I want to.
Do you participate in S&M?
No. But if somebody asked me to and I felt comfortable and And
it would bring you joy.
If I didn't like them, it would bring me joy. If somebody I liked, it wouldn't bring me any type of joy. No, I would never want to do that to somebody.
You would just only like to inflict pain
on certain
someone
people
that you don't like.
I don't like. But what I did find out, this is for real. You guys have seen Joker, right? You know that when he starts laughing at tragedy, like that's a real thing because
it's a disorder.
I have that problem. I have that thing. So my daughter and I even laugh when I think about it, and I don't mean to.
Uncomfortable laugh.
You're
uncomfortable.
And my daughter was crying a couple weeks ago, and my mom was in the room, and I couldn't stop laughing, and she was in pain, and my daughter's like, "You're laughing at me. You're laughing at me." I said, "I can't help it. You know what the doctor said." Like, I'm serious. I have this. My therapist said, "This is how you've dealt with trauma your whole life, is by laughing it off and not addressing it." So, and I try to hold it back. Like when my boyfriend told me he had a health condition, he's like, "I know you're going to laugh, and it's uncomfortable to see you laugh, but I understand." But they thought I was being mean, but I have a problem.
Oh, wow, Krista. Wow, this is you? That's your laugh?
It's so bad.
Oh, my God.
I mean, I saw this pastor get popped in the face, and I wouldn't stop laughing. I couldn't help it.
Not me.
So it's a real thing, guys. Like, seriously, people laugh. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're evil. Maybe they're having a hard time mentally.
Absolutely. I know that people laugh when they're uncomfortable.
Yeah, I felt so bad. So it's a real thing. So this Marilyn Manson thing, I'm surprised I'm not laughing, but I'm happy that he's going down.
KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Mike Island, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. Current House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy has won GOP support in his bid to become Speaker of the House. He came out on top today by a margin of 188 to 31. However, he needs 218 votes on the House floor to claim the Speaker's gap. Oregon is now the first state in the nation to make affordable health